I am Superintendent of Police, Christine Uwamwezi. I am a legal officer attached to Uganda Police Force headquarters. I have attended a 3-day training workshop with Africa Freedom of Information Center, and I've learned quite a lot. First of all, I have learned the different types of information disorder. I have learned that there is misinformation. This is false information spread, but with no intent to harm. I've also learned that there's something known as disinformation, and there's also malinformation is using the correct information but to cause harm. I have learned about artificial intelligence and how it's useful when put to the correct use, but I've also learned that it can be harmful in so many ways. For example, we have black hackers. Once they get access to artificial intelligence, they can cause so much harm. By hacking into banks, hacking into systems of all organizations, corporate, security. And I've also learned that there's a need as security to be ahead of the hackers, to be ahead of the criminals, and we need more training. As a result, as a person, I'll enroll for a course in cybersecurity. I'd not paid attention to cybersecurity, but from this training, I have learned the need. I've been advocating for the right to vote, the right to information, but from this training, I have learned that it's necessary. These rights have a limitation. And I've also learned that although people have the right to information, there are legal provisions, there are statutes that put a limitation on these rights on the international spectrum, the regional level, and the domestic level. We have received information that turned out to be fake information, and as a result, have arrested people. Case in point is the doctors. The time the doctors were going to petition Parliament, the information we received was to the contrary. Police deployed, and the FFU guys, the field force units, people who are deployed there, arrested the doctors and mishandled them. And as a result, police has been sued. We are in court, so we're trying to work this out, we're trying to settle the matter out of court because there's nothing to defend. As I conclude, I would urge AFIC to carry out more sensitization workshops for our police officers, especially those in the field, because some act on wrong information out of, some it's impunity, for the others it's ignorance. Some of our police officers do not know that acting on wrong information, they do not know it's wrong information first of all. They do not know how to discern this is wrong information, this is correct information, and as a result, they take arbitrary actions, which result in government of Uganda being sued. And we lose hefty amounts in these suits. So I would recommend AFIC trains many more police officers on human rights, and basically the right to information, its limitations, and all that we have studied in this workshop. I thank you.
Freddy Kasajja, Deputy Secretary General, Justice Forum, and National Coordinator, JEMA. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to explore, having attended this interface. It has opened much of my eyes. I need to share this with headquarters, basically how to safeguard our information data, how to protect it, and how best to use data, internet, cyber tools, specifically to enhance our information flow. There is a lot, especially in terms of tools, that we can use as far as the internet is concerned, that can help us beef up our safety. I've also been opened up by the facilitators how government has manipulated the system to their advantage in terms of digging deep what we talk, what we discuss, even without coming to the rooms where we discuss these items physically, but using gadgets.
To me as a journalist, I see good content brought in a delayed time. For example, we're talking about, I saw the report about the elections, what transpired in the elections 2020, 2021. It is good information which has been brought very late. If we're in 2023, you would wonder why past some 2 years, close to 3 years. And I think this information, if it had come earlier, it would make more debates on different platforms, and we would have different engagements with AFIC and other people concerning. However, the people invited, they are really concerned people because according to the report I saw, it's incorporating police, electoral commission, military, and all those are members who are part of the training. Journalists have been part of the training because they are also victims. I remember during the election coverage, we had different entangles with the police and the military. So I agree with what the findings they've got. However, it's coming late.
My name is Christine Kabazira. I am a human rights officer with Uganda Human Rights Commission. This training specifically was very fascinating and interesting at a time where social media use is on the rise and disinformation, misinformation and malinformation is also on the rise with the advancement in technology. So the topics that we discussed in this training, specifically the use of artificial intelligence and freedom of expression, I would say those are very timely topics at this time. My take home from this training is that we have to embrace that AI is there. We have to embrace that we are going to keep using social media, but what we have to put into account is how do we use it. And also I think that we need to work more together to make sure that we have civic education running all through the whole country. Uganda Human Rights Commission is doing that currently, but we need to work more together with all the other civil society organizations and other government institutions.
I want to thank AFIC for this great opportunity. The topics we covered, especially on artificial intelligence, they were so good and the presenter was on point. Dr. Kiberu, I liked what I learned about the artificial intelligence and how it is impacting, especially on our electoral processes and where the world is going. When you learn at the topics about expression, self-expression, expression of media and so on. So as participants in this, under the NRM, we are also learning a lot. Of course, we have been here and our aim is simple, to move Uganda from one point to the other point. That's our daily homework, what we want to achieve. And so trainings like these ones pose for us a challenge because we need to perfect in every situation. Much as the presenters, some of them project a perfect situation, but also at the NRM we appreciate, especially where we pick the country from, where we are and where we hope to go. So these topics are relevant, they are on point. Of course, we learn some of the things that you have picked or some organizations have picked, we may have not picked them as NRM. And this is awakening, this serves as awakening, especially that we are now midterm, we are preparing for the next elections, and we never want some of the ugly scenes we watched in the previous electoral processes reoccur.
My name is Kayondo Abubeka. I am a legal officer with the Electoral Commission of Uganda. We have attended this 3-day training or workshop on freedom of expression. It's been very engaging and it has tried to bring out the salient features in the electoral process or in the electoral cycle that require attention And we are grateful as Electoral Commission to have been invited to participate in this training on freedom of expression organized by Africa Freedom of Information Center. And as Electoral Commission, our mandate is to first of all organize, conduct, and supervise a free, fair and transparent election. And this is what we are striving to achieve. Now, as regards the gaps, the information gaps, you know, our country has challenges, infrastructure challenges. Those infrastructure challenges are there. For example, the Electoral Commission has all the necessary mechanisms to ensure that voters get educated on the process. We have district offices, we have regional offices, we have the headquarters where we have a public relations office which tries to disseminate all this information on our social media platforms, by inviting press conferences to address the public on every step that Electoral Commission takes, every activity that Electoral Commission conducts. We do this. But the challenge still remains that there are some areas where, for example, we have limited network. For example, you would not think that somebody who is in an area where the network is limited will get this information. So definitely that gap is there. But we try now to give an alternative. And the alternative we give is to have as many disseminated officers as possible. Like we have parish supervisors at the local level, we have sub-county supervisors at the local level, we have the district election administrators at the district level, we have the regional election officers at the regional level.